7:44. Welcome back. It's time for Mayor Monday. You know, it was a big week for the city of Portland after Multnomah County entered phase 1 of reopening on Friday.
Yeah, the Rose City is also seeing a week of protests, actually weeks of protests, fueled by calls for social justice, and that has led to some major changes. Joining us live this morning to talk about all of that is Portland Mayor Ted Wheeler. Welcome back, Mayor.
Good morning.
Good morning. Thanks for joining us. Okay, so we just saw Portland's first weekend back open. Why was this an important moment for the city's businesses?
Well, this is obviously an important moment for the city's businesses because they've been closed for months. And so finally, it's an opportunity for businesses, both small and large, to re-engage with the public. This means they'll be able to pay their bills. Hopefully, this means that our restaurant and our culinary and our arts and our culture scene will start to revive. So it's good for the businesses, but it's also good for the public. Let's all be honest. We are all feeling really cooped up, and I think there's a lot of pent-up energy and a lot of desire for people to get back and socialize and be a little bit closer. We still have to maintain physical distancing, and people should still wear their face coverings, but at least we can be in the same place at the same time, and that's a huge improvement.
I think there was a lot of frustration from some people over the last couple weeks when Multnomah County was still closed down, where this is the only county in Oregon still closed, when Clackamas and Washington were open. I'm curious, what are your thoughts on us moving forward now here as a tri-county unit?
Well, first of all, I think it's a good idea. The urban area is the urban area. Pandemics know no boundaries. And I want to say this, I'm really proud of Portlanders for doing what I think has been a great job of sticking to the guidance from health officials since this whole thing began. And, you know, I'm well aware that reopening doesn't necessarily mean the pandemic is over, and the city's going to continue to remind everyone of the importance of physical distancing and wearing a face mask if you're in an enclosed space, and making sure that you stay home if possible. But the significance here is we're back in business. And look at the weather today. People want to go out, so let's do it. Let's enjoy it. Let's support our local businesses, but let's also be smart and acknowledge we're not through the pandemic.
Yeah, I mean, it does seem like we're doing something right, because even though we're seeing numbers still, they're not anything like what some other states are seeing right now. Right. So, you know, I was out this weekend at some stores, and they did have those signs all over the place about the face mask requirement that's coming. What are your thoughts on that requirement that starts on Wednesday?
I support it. It starts on Wednesday, and it's for both in enclosed facilities as well as public spaces. And as far as I can tell, most Portlanders have already been doing that anyway. My local grocery store, for 2.5 months, you couldn't go in there without face covering, and that's for the protection not only of the people who shop there, but also the protection of the people who work there. And we now know from the CDC guidance that it's smart in terms of limiting the spread of the pandemic. So I strongly support it, and I'll be doing it.
Yeah, okay, so I want to switch gears here because in addition to a pandemic on your plate, you are also working with these ongoing demonstrations here and looking at ways to potentially restructure the Portland Police Bureau, and a large chunk of the budget has now, been cut. We saw those talks last week. What are your thoughts on City Council passing those cuts, and where else do you want to go from here?
Well, the changes that we passed were historic and they're significant. We're fundamentally changing the way that public safety is approached in the city and redirecting many of those dollars back to the community in ways that will also help reduce the need for public safety interventions. Since the protests began in our city, we obviously received tens of thousands of calls, meeting requests, emails, asking for more accountability for the police bureau and asking that we elevate the voices of people of color generally, but Black voices in particular in the community, and we're doing it. But I also want to say that maybe I'm making a case here for pragmatism in the face of a revolution. Yes, we need to root out systematic racism. Yes, we need to modernize our institutions of public safety, but we don't want to get rid of them, and we don't want to do things that turn out to be counterproductive and potentially reduce safety for the public. So each and every one of these areas that we pass, the reduction of our transit police function, the elimination of our gun violence reduction team, taking our school resource officers out of the schools, these are all things that the community has called upon us to do. but we need to know what is the landing pad. If we're going to eliminate those public safety functions, then we need to really roll up our sleeves and do the hard work and talk about how we're going to continue to maintain the public safety, whether it's reducing gun violence or protecting the kids in our schools or protecting people in our transit system. There has to be an alternative, and I'm committed to working with my colleagues and other jurisdictions to really define what those alternatives look like and make sure they're effective in keeping the public safe.
Yeah, and Mayor, we're almost out of time, but I mean, do you have a message to protesters after what we saw last week with the Pearl District and them trying to set up that autonomous zone outside of what they believe to be your apartment?
I am strongly opposed to setting up an autonomous zone anywhere in the city of Portland. I believe it's a distraction from the larger movement, which is to support and uplift Black voices in our community. And I also just want to be clear that we're not going to resolve these protests just with the police alone. We also have to continue to engage the community. We need to talk about not only the work that we have to do here at the city of Portland, but we need to talk about education. We need to talk about healthcare. We need to talk about access to capital and economic prosperity. All of these are areas that we as a community should come together, focus all of that energy from the protests into the hard work that we need to do going forward to actually implement reforms and changes. So that's my call to people is let's take this energy that's on the streets today and let's really focus it on the hard work that comes next.
Yeah, lots of continued conversations on many topics. We appreciate your time talking about it with us this morning. Mayor, thank you.
Thank you.
And for the latest on Portland's reopening process, the updates to ongoing demonstrations, and all your latest local headlines, we are keeping track of it all on KOIN.com.